Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday morning team call for Light Your Fire. We are in the last couple days of the month, so we are going to be talking about Success Club and just kind of throwing out, last minute tips and things that can share with each other to help. Hold on, I'm gonna mute everybody, but I think the majority of the noise is coming from my own child here in the background. Okay, so we are talking about Success Club today. We're in the last couple days of the month. It is not too late to hit Success Club if you haven't already. I know that I am, still, even though I'm at Success Club 6 right now, and normally I would be in a panic that I haven't hit Success Club 10 yet, because that has always just kind of been one of those non-negotiable goals for me. But after going to our leadership retreat in Charleston this month, it was kind of a little bit of a wake-up call in the fact that, I should probably be, for like my goals in my business, if I can get myself to Success Club 10, that's fantastic. But my first focus really should be to get myself to Success Club, and then to get my husband to Success Club, and then come back and get myself to 10 if I can. And buddy, you okay? So I just want to kind of use this time to just kind of be a little bit of a Success Club push group for us to kind of finish up the month strong, and to kind of share ideas, or maybe where you might be stuck. There are a lot of people, they're at 4 right now, and like that one point, that one person makes a huge difference, not just for our team, because it is an extra step forward towards moving for elite at the end of the year, but that's one more life that's changed. And when you think about it, think about if your coach had kind of put the brakes on at the end of 1 month, and you were that one person that they didn't reach out to when they normally would have, or something. I have kind of been making up a list when I was on the plane the other day about, I went through my messenger section on Facebook, and I'm partway through on my like page. I haven't even written down Instagram or texts yet, but I wanted to give you guys a visual of what I have to do to hit Success Club, because I don't want you guys to get the impression that it's necessarily easy for me. I am trying to tap more into cold market through social media. But I still have to talk to a ton of people. They don't just flock to me saying, sign me up. I know that it might look like that when you see me hitting Success Club 10 every month, but they don't. I have to work. And if I want to hit Success Club 10, and if I want to get my husband to Success Club, I have to work my butt off. And that means talking to a lot of people. This is probably about 75% of the conversations that I've had this month. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. I haven't made it all the way through my inbox for my like page yet, and there's a few more on Instagram. 47 people just right here. 3 have said yes. I'm at Success Club 6. That's how many people it's taken me to get Success Club this month. I'm not saying that to freak you out. I'm just saying I want you guys to know that I'm not trying to put all this pressure on you, like talk to people, hit Success Club, do all these things, and you think that it's easy for me, or that I just get to sit back and not work. I want you guys to know that I am, trying to set the pace for the team. And so I have to talk to a lot of people. And, I might end up just at 6 for the month, and I have to be okay with that and be excited about the fact that I could be setting myself up for a very nice October. Just because you start a conversation this month doesn't mean it's going to end in a sale. And a lot of the times it doesn't, especially with, majority of the time, it's not going to end in a sale. And something that Megan shared I think it was in our Leadership Level Up group, that was a Gary Vee quote that I thought was great, was, don't try and go for the sale necessarily in the first conversation. That's why we need to be talking to people constantly. It's like trying to score on the first date. You could end up scoring on the first date, but you could end up giving up your chance to end up married, because of like making that kind of mistake. And so just because a conversation doesn't go somewhere right away, or because someone doesn't say yes the first time that you talk to them, doesn't mean that it's a no forever. Because the majority of you that are on here right now didn't tell me yes at first, so just, if
Logan, will you elaborate a little more on, just for some of the newer girls, like when you're talking about talking to that many people, it's not necessarily mean you're going and messaging and being like, hey, you want to join my group?
Absolutely not. It's not cold invites. I do that occasionally, just depending on the person. If I already know them, if I have a little bit of a relationship with them, if I can tell that they've been watching me for a while. But a lot of these are just conversations that I'm starting with people. They start super easily if someone has a birthday. Instead of writing on their wall on Facebook, because Facebook prompts you every day when it's somebody's birthday, instead of writing on their wall, I write them a private message and just say, hey, happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. I love the pictures of your kids doing blah, blah, blah. Do you have anything fun planned for your birthday? And just leave it at that and leave it easy, because Facebook sees now that we're having a private conversation in Messenger, and they're going to say, oh, these people must know each other and they must be friends and they like each other. If they're talking to each other outside of Facebook, they're talking to each other in a private message. So I'm going to make sure that they see each other's stuff in their feed a lot more. And it's just one of those ways to grow that relationship. I'm trying to be better about actually like tracking my conversations, because that's something that I definitely lack in as far as organization. Rather than just, leaving messages and then forgetting to come back to them later and follow up. But it takes a lot of follow-ups. Does anybody have any specific questions right now? Or like, is there a conversation that's going on that is kind of hung up that maybe we could like talk about as far as like ideas, or what do you think? Anybody have anything to say?
I have just some people that I've either like sent enrollments or talked to them, and they were like excited about starting, and then it's nothing. And like I've talked to them a couple more times, not necessarily about that, but just like one girl in particular, she's a teacher, and so I was like, oh, how'd your first week back go? And this and that, and just she doesn't say anything about it. So I'm thinking maybe I'll message her and just be like, hey, have you thought any more about joining? We're starting our new challenge group.
Have you given them a deadline? A lot of the times I'll try to give people a deadline and say, my October 3rd group is starting today. So my group for October is starting on the 3rd. I'm making my list of people that are going to be included in that group. If you're in for this month, then can you please get your order in by, give them a date and say, or should I add you to my wait list for next month?
Okay.
What? That's it. Hold on just a sec. I have to help him with a toy so someone else can talk.
This doesn't. And having start a lot of conversations, like Logan said earlier, now's the time to just start putting your feelers out and, you know, set the table for next month. Like, you've got to get everything in place so that you can have a successful October. And with the holidays coming up, a lot of people should want to use that as leverage for feeling their best when the holidays are coming. So that's another kind of door that you could use to get into some people's heads. And just keep doing all the things. Like, do all the things. I say it all the time, but little by little by little, all these things are going to add up to something big and huge. Just like this morning, I was talking with Logan and I had somebody message me, had no clue she followed my page. She said she's been following it for months. She finds everything I do inspiring. She knows I'm going to post a picture every morning, and that helps her, you know, whatever. She's not doing anything, but she's like, I have reached that point in my life that I am just done, and I think I need to do what you're doing. She's never commented or liked on anything once, and that's wonderful because there's probably 10 more out there just like her. So whether or not you're seeing people, it doesn't matter how many likes your post gets. It doesn't matter if they comment or not. All that matters is that you keep doing all the things every single day. And like Summer Tucker said, her Zoom calls were her and her mom or mother-in-law, and that's all it was. And it didn't matter because she kept doing it, and she kept doing it, and she
slowly more and more people started
coming up. Her a better person, and it made her able to help all these people. Like, she's at the top of our leg somewhere way up there. But you just have to do all the things, and you can't keep making excuses, and you can't keep complaining about this or complaining about that. Yeah, all these things suck. Life sucks sometimes. Everybody has bad moments. Everybody has something in their life right now today they could complain about. I do too.
I have a quote
complaining isn't going to do anything. Complaining isn't going to change it. Complaining just keeps driving the knife. Just move on. Just put a smile on your face and move on. I don't know.
There's a quote that I read this morning that goes with that. It says, you don't have a right to the cards you believe you should have been dealt. You have an obligation to play the hell out of the ones you're holding.
Exactly.
And don't get scared posting on social media. It doesn't have to be all workouts and all Shakeology. And I made that mistake when I first started, and I was like, oh, look at my Shakeology, and didn't say anything else about it. And instead, it's more journaling your journey. And if you're scared to post, that you're all in with Beachbody or whatever, you can just start doing snippets. Like, I did my workout this morning, and my kids were watching and wanted to join me, or whatever it is. And, or just that you're feeling better. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a picture. You could just talk about how you're feeling better since you've started getting up and getting moving and eating healthier. And people will see that, and they will start to wonder what you're doing, especially when you do end up posting a picture of yourself, and they see that and they're like, oh, they look a little different than they did a few months ago, or whatever. It doesn't have to be a transformation picture. It doesn't have to be a full blast post about what you're doing, but giving those little breadcrumbs of what you're doing to kind of start giving people an idea, to let them know that you are doing something.
Yeah, I think there's two huge factors in this whole social media thing, and we talk about them all the time. And we talk about the one all the time is consistency, but this morning there was another one that kind of stuck in my brain after watching Melanie Mitro, and it's predictability. Like, when people know that your post your workout picture every single morning, they go to your page to look at it, to say, hey, did Heather work out today? what did she share today? Because I do it every day and it's predictable. They know every morning I'm going to post that. So if you are consistent, then they know you're predictable, and they're going to start coming to you to look at your page and say, oh, where's Heather's post this morning?
Well, and they're going to know that you're dependable, and they're going to start to trust you, and it just builds from there. If they trust you and they feel like they know you, then they're going to want to do business with you. Whoa. Hang on. Just went over the handlebars. No big deal. No big deal. I know that the price is a big obstacle, especially for a lot of you that are brand new to coaching. And that is going to be the first excuse that someone gives you when they're not ready to do it. And the biggest advice that I can give you that I have just learned from experience is to just share from your heart the value in it. Because yes, it comes with a price tag. Yes, Shakeology comes out to around $4 a day, depending on if where you're at, coach versus customer. But it's cheaper than any salad that you can get at a sit down or fast food restaurant with 10 times the nutrition. It's super fast and takes a couple minutes to blend up when you're dashing out the door to make sure you get your kid to school on time. And it's not just a shake. It comes, he's playing with a fart gun in the background, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. Sorry, I'm so distracted right now. It's not just a shake that you pick up off the shelf at Costco. That's why it costs more. It comes with a workout program. It comes with a new complete nutrition system. If you can hear these farts, I'm so sorry. It comes with us. We are the value to this shake. It's not just a $4 shake that people are investing in every day. And if you can, typing that out is hard. So if you can be brave enough to send someone a voice message or get them on the phone or meet them for coffee, it will make all the difference in how you can connect with someone over this. Because allowing them to hear the passion or see it in your eyes is what makes the big difference. And it's just one of those things that as you get more comfortable and confident, it's going to become easier. But you're not going to get more comfortable and confident with it if you don't try it. It's just one of those things. If you don't do it, if you put it out there as being one of those super scary things, and it makes you even sick when people bring up the price and you don't even want to go back to the conversation anymore. It's one of those things that you just have to get over and do. And don't get hung up on the price. You don't have to break down every single penny for them. These are adults that we're dealing with. They know how to do math. They can do that. But really show them the value and why this has changed your life. You're all on this call right now because this has changed your life somehow. And even if, you don't have to be looking for the next gigantic business builder that's going to blow your business out of the water. All you're looking for is 3 people that want to start their life over a little bit better. And if you're stuck, think about the people that are closest in your life that you could be helping. Parent, like mom and dad, aunts and uncles, siblings, cousins, there are some of those close people that you may not have reached out to yet that, maybe they don't want to do Beachbody as a business, but maybe they love you enough that they want to support you in your business and could be a discount coach for you. I mean, some of you, that's, the couple people that you need to get to Diamond. And so, don't put all of your focus and all of your eggs in one basket on trying to find 1 or 2 people that are going to blow it out of the water for you. focus on the people that are just ready to make those small daily changes like we started out with every day, and just start adding them. And we're really hoping that with this new like beginner group that we're really going to have a different focus on really getting these people a solid foundation so that they don't start slipping through the cracks, and they feel confident in how and what they do every single day. And they don't disappear for 2 weeks and then show back up with a story about how they completely fell off the wagon and stuff like that. Granted, that happens to a lot of people, but we're going to try and do it this way, so hopefully that doesn't keep happening, or that I don't keep getting coach cancellations in my inbox every day, because those make me cringe a little bit.
Can I add something about the price?
Yes.
The objection about how it costs too much, a couple things, those people that keep objecting to the price, maybe they're not the kind of people that you want on your team to begin with. Mm-hmm. If they can't get past that, that's fine. Let them think about it for a couple months. Maybe they'll come back down when they realize you're still doing this. The second thing about the price objection, if somebody says, oh, that costs too much, your first comment can't be, oh, I know it costs so much and I didn't want to spend that when I did it, but I did it anyway. You just put fuel on their fire. You can't say, oh, I know it costs too much. You have to say, the value you're getting is priceless in this, and let me tell you why. Because as soon as you say, yeah, I know it costs too much, you just poured a whole can of gas straight on their fire. So of course they're not going to want to join. So just be mindful and remember when you're doing this. And if they still say the price is too much, leave them alone for a little while. I guarantee they will come back when they keep seeing that you're still doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Leslie.
So when people give me the price objection, and I think I probably get the price objection like 95% of the time. Like Heather said, like, I don't say like, oh yeah, I know that I was like, that's just not like, if you're agreeing that it costs a lot, it's not good for your argument. But I actually like will break it down, like you said, like they know math, but sometimes you have to like give people like the opportunity to think about it a little bit, because really it's about their priorities, right? Okay, so hey, it's about $4 a day. Can I help you figure out how to save $4 a day? Like, tell me, like, do you go to Dutch Bros?
Yeah.
Do you go to Starbucks? Are you hitting the drive-thru? Like, what are you doing with your money? Like, stopping and asking some of those questions, and you don't have to like call them out, but like, hey, what are, some of the things that maybe you could cut back on to save that $4 a day? Like, let me help you figure that out. And that almost like always works, because I guarantee you most people are hitting the drive-thru or hitting Starbucks, and even if they're super conscious about their budget, like, hey, I don't get coffee and I don't go to the drive-thru. Well, can you save $4 by, realizing that this is a meal replacement? So this is going to save you money at the grocery store. Like, helping them see, like, obviously I always share the value and like what it's done for me, but helping them figure out those logistics of how that can work in their budget. Like, I don't know. I think that it helps to just let them know that you're on their side and that you want to help them figure out how to make this work for them.
And then once they're in it, then they realize it's like worth the weight in gold. Like once they, I swear it's like a drug. Once they get it in their body, they're like, okay, just give it to me. Because you don't want to be without your shake. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And if I'm like reading the comments, and I know that some of you guys are afraid of coming off as salesy in how you're talking to people. And I 120,000% struggled with the same thing when I was starting. So if you're struggling with that, then if you don't mind, like, share it in our team page so that we can see how you're responding and kind of how the conversation's going. If you're open to feedback, because we would love to help you. I mean, sometimes all it is tweaking a sentence a little bit, and it can give it such a different spin rather than coming off as salesy. The biggest thing is taking it back to that person that you're talking to. What are their goals? Like, what is their why? What changes are they wanting to make, and why are they wanting to do it? Where are they at right now that they're looking for something? And always drive it back to their why, because that's what's in here. That's what's going to commit them. So
I have something to go along with that too.
Okay.
So when I do start a conversation, or if somebody messages me and asks me what I'm doing, and one of the first things that I ask them are what some of their health and fitness goals are. I don't say, oh, I'm doing this and I'm drinking Shakeology and you should totally do it. And I don't start off like that. I start off asking about them and what their goals are, and what they want to do to reach that, or what kind of workouts do they like to do, so that I can make sure I choose the right challenge pack for them. Because maybe their nutrition's already really good, and they just want to add some good workouts or Shakeology to kind of boost it up or whatever. And then the other thing is with the salesy thing of it, because that's kind of how I felt starting. I'm not a salesperson or whatever, but think about how your coach got you to join. Go back to that conversation. And did it feel salesy when they were asking you? Like, did it feel salesy when I was talking to you about it, or when Logan was talking to me? Like, I went back to mine and Logan's conversation, and I kind of tweaked it with my own words. Ours was good. And that's kind of what I used to talk to my people about it. And that's how I've gotten so many people, because it's not salesy sounding. Yeah, it sucks talking about the price and things like that. But when I thought about that breakdown, I knew I was spending way more than $4 a day at Starbucks. And I knew that I could budget that in if I gave that up. And it's just, trying, like Heather said, trying to get them past that and making them realize the value of it. And once they get that and enroll and start, then they realize it's not just a shake. It's not just about health and fitness. It's about changing, your whole life. And
you spin it with the opportunity, with the coaching opportunity. There is the option to
get your shakes covered. That's what got me too.
Covered.
Yep.
And sharing the coaching opportunity should not be a big scary thing. It's just one of those things that you're going to get more comfortable with the more that you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I have to restart Bubble Guppies.
I took a look at Logan and I's conversation from November on Instagram last night. I should screenshot it for y'all and post it in the page, because if you want to see a salesy conversation at any. And then I went on to copy and paste what she said to me to other people.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah, it was interesting. Here's what not to do. I'll post it as here. Don't follow us. What we did
one of
way
those
back.
things, guys, that we all go through and we all struggle with in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you're only going to get better at it the more that you do it and the more comfortable you get with it. And that's just the bottom line. Like, that's it. The only way you can get better at something is by practicing over and over and over and over. It's like basketball. Like, you can't just wake up one morning and, be able to shoot free throws all day long, except for my husband, because he's naturally gifted at any sport. But it's,
and I was telling Sarah a little ago, she said she has questions, which are fabulous. And I told her, I said, don't try to figure everything out, because this kind of business, you can't figure it all out until you're in it. Like, you have to be in it to understand it. So you just kind of have to jump in and then keep tweaking as you go. And it'll all come and you'll figure it out. And we're going to help everybody figure it out. But until you do it, you don't understand it. And hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking about like when Renee and I started, like we jumped in as coaches right away. We had no idea what the hell we were talking about. And so we were like referencing these conversations and then screenshotting our conversations and texting them to each other like, what should I say? What should I do? Or like, how do I answer this question? So don't be afraid to do that to us. Like if you, like Logan was saying, if you're struggling with a conversation and you don't know what to say, like just screenshot it and text it to us or post it in the group, and we're going to help you get through the conversation. And pretty soon you won't need to do that anymore and it'll be a lot easier. But I remember feeling totally lost when people ask me questions. And as for like talking about prices and being salesy, like Logan had shared in the beginning that she used to like word vomit all over people, like, oh, what are you doing? And then she'd be like, bleh. Like, and so I always try to keep my replies to like a little paragraph, and then I ask a question so that it kind of keeps the conversation going, so that I'm not just like spilling it all out. And then when people do say, okay, tell me about the prices, like that's obviously a little bit longer of a reply. So I honestly will tell people like, okay, well, I kind of feel like I'm word vomiting when I do this, so bear with me for a minute. And people always are like, oh, girl, don't worry about it. Like, so I feel like giving them that little pitch, like, I hope this doesn't sound too salesy. It's just a good little, and I think Logan uses that sometimes too, like, hey, I hope I didn't offend you by coming across too salesy or whatever, but like you're just being genuine. Like we don't want to come across as salesy, and just being vulnerable and saying, I don't want to come across as salesy, but I'm just super, excited about this or whatever. Like just be real. Like people like you if they're reaching out to you, and so they know you, and if they know that you don't have an ulterior motive and you're just trying to sell them something, like they're going to trust you.
And sometimes you could say, sorry for all the info. I just want to make sure that you are informed, or that you have all of the information so you can make a decision. Because it is sometimes a lot of info. It's not just a quick thing, especially if you want to let them know about the discount and the different pricing. And I'll say that. I'll say, sorry for so much info, or, so much to throw at you at once, but I just want to make sure that you have everything so you can make, the best decision.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, Beachbody is paying you to go help other people. Beachbody is paying you to represent the product in a positive way and to share it so that you can help other people. Beachbody is paying you to help end obesity. That is what it is all about, helping the people, representing the product in the correct way, and sharing to get more people on board so that we have healthy people in this country and not people that can't fit in the airplane seats next to you. Anybody else?
Anybody else have anything to add?
Sometimes, Abby, on that, when I get crickets after the price and I don't hear anything back for a day or two, I'll just message them again and be like, hey, did you get a chance to look over the information? Do you have any questions? And then if they, still have the price,
and say, what questions do you have for me?
Okay.
Or what are your hesitations?
Right.
Yeah.
Just tweak it like that a little bit much to get to make them answer back with a more.
And there are some questions. I need to post these. I'll do that today, actually, when I get my new computer. The questions that we got from Jeff Hill at Super Saturday a few months ago to get the conversation, about the person, like what their goals are, and what are some of your holdbacks, and who is that affecting around you, and what would change if you change, how would that affect the people around you, and things like that, that you can kind of converse back and forth with them so they realize that you are investing in them. You want to help them feel better, not just physically, but emotionally. Like, if you're down on yourself and you're in a bad spot, in a bad mood, it's going to affect the people around you. So letting them realize that, like if they have, if they're overweight and that they need this in their life, but they're still objecting to the price, bring that up. Say, well, is this worth it for your family to be happy, or for you to be happy? And I'll post those questions. I'll put them
And make
in
sure
this
you
group
guys
and
are
on
the
Fire
Light Your
Empire.
Fire. Make sure you use the Light Your Fire, because there's a lot of people that are in Light Your Fire that
Yeah.
aren't on Fire Empire. So let's try to utilize that as best we can.
Yeah, I'll post it in there and then share it to the other group.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for getting on, guys.
Post questions.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Yeah.